my little lady. I'm gonna take her to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop. My little lady, I'm gonna take her to the other side. You know why you smoke too much? Oh, I used to drink too much, take a ride in my car. You can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much, take a ride in my car. We're gonna get real. Oh, I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. I'm feeling nice, my little lady. She's gonna keep me moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop, she's gonna treat me right. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh.
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optolong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroworldweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
caught in the rain, standing here calling your name. Guess I got no one to blame. Yeah, it's a small town. Yeah, all the people turn and stare. Oh, it's a secret. Hey, let them see me. I don't care if you want to be together. It's so good to be together with you. If you want to be together. If you want to be together, it's so good to be together with you. If you want to be together, say you want to be together. I'm feeling really guilty, but it feels so bad. Yeah, so good to be together. Get together. We did it before, and we can do it again. I'm tearing out my hair, 'cause I don't know when so good. You want to be together. Yeah. It's so good to be together. Yeah, so damn good. If you want to be together, it's so good, it's so good, yeah. What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? Yeah, what's wrong with this thing?
The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? Do one thing right, do I make you do things wrong? If I want that fine line, I will always take the fall. If I don't do left, watch you leave from the right. I sleep all day long, then I'm breathing through the night.
I wonder what it was that made me want you. She couldn't understand what made me hard. She's climbing in out my open window. I'm laying here alone and cold and drained. Yeah. So take another breath and come up for your oxygen. And now you wanna kiss the flesh and blood of every man, every man. And when the moon is full and the wolves were held, she's swam across the lake.
on a world that's dark and tangled. I never saw her turn her head in shame. She's standing out the open window. I'm lying here alone, cold and gray. So take another breath and come up for your oxygen. Hey, you know you wanna kiss the flesh and blood of every man, every man. Well, we all took turns and you swallowed the world. I never realized till you sat with us, man. And she said, I want more. Give me more disgusting stuff. A little bit of disgusting stuff. Disgusting stuff. Oh, you're making me stop. Well, we all took turns and you swallowed the world. I never realized till you sat with us, man. She said, I want more. Give me more disgusting stuff. A little bit of disgusting stuff. Give me more disgusting stuff. Yeah, a little bit of disgusting stuff.
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optolong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroworldweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. right. What's going on, everybody? I'm going to change this real quick for the guys because they're just seeing the 3 up and I want them to see the output. So give me 1 second here. And there we go. It's gonna not much of a change for you guys, but at least you guys will see everything. How's it going, everybody? We are all here tonight. We are short 1 and gained 1. We got the glowing Darth Vader in the background. I love that thing, man. That thing
there he is.
Every time I watch.
I got that from a buddy of mine. It was originally it was on the top shelf in a detailing shop, and he just wanted to get rid of it. So I got him I got him a 12-pack of beer, and he gave it to me. So
nice.
Worked out great. Yeah,
hey, you can't beat that for a 12-pack of beer. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I just need a Captain Kirk one that's that big. That's all.
How big is that thing, though? Really?
That thing's 18 inches, I think. I think it's an 18-inch. I haven't measured it, but I think it's about 18. It's pretty big. Yeah, stands pretty tall. I
am going to go the next time you're on, Sean. Because this was kind of an impromptu thing. But I mean,
yeah.
The next time you're on, tell me beforehand that you didn't know it tonight. No big deal. But I got some stuff in storage that I'll show on the show with you, and you're gonna be like, oh. That's cool.
Awesome.
It's not the pictures you've seen already. It's none of that. These are actual.
None of that. Okay.
It's tangible stuff.
You've been holding back.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no clue of my Star Wars and Star Trek collection that's in storage, away, insured, stuff like that. It's like stuff I planned on giving my kids when I got older. Yeah. So but that never happened, so I'm childless, so I can't give it to my dog, and but I got some cool stuff.
So Sean, you can will it to me.
Is that the lightsaber behind them that's going through those color changes?
No, it's just a cool light that I found on Amazon, and it's a corner light basically. So
it definitely adds to the ambiance. So.
It actually went into that mode by itself. I didn't actually set it to do the multicolor, and I just sort of liked it because it sort of fit with Darth Vader. So I left it.
It's like you don't know what lightsaber you got. You got Obi-Wan, you got Mace Windu, you got Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome. It depends on which episode of Star Wars you're watching. It could either be a couple of different colors, but
yeah, for sure.
But anyway, we do have some really good news to go over. We got to do the sponsors real quick, and just so you know, I changed the sponsor slide a little bit, so I got tired of just showing just the sponsor slide. So for those of you that you think that you're going to be getting off camera for 7 minutes, you're not. You're going to be shifted over to the right, so they'll see you. Just forewarning before before you don't get up, walk away, go to the bathroom, come back, do whatever. I mean,
get up and scratch.
just so you know, now you guys are seeing the outfit, so you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm everybody in the chat. Let me know if you like it, if you think it's ugly, if you think I could do better. I'm still very novice at all this directing shows and stuff, so feel free to shout out and let me know what you think. So let's see. So so the sponsors, right there we go. Hopefully this works. Let's see. Oh, it's just me. That's right. I didn't know if anybody was going on, so I changed it to just me. So you guys can get up and scratch if you want. It's just gonna be
all right. I'm already on
it. There you go. So how's it going, everybody? Now, for those of you that are new to the show, welcome to the show. We do a lot of things. We do a lot of giveaways, and we do have sponsors that give us these things and donations that we could give out in return to the membership. So the first sponsor that we have tonight is Woodland Hills Camera and Telescopes. They give us cash to give away. We give away $50 gift certificates and then 2 big ones at the end of the year. So if you're a member, sign up to all these giveaways. If you're not a member, go to astroweb.com and sign up for all the giveaways. It's free to sign up. You don't even have to watch the show, believe it or not. You just sign up and you're good to go. But our Red Giant level sponsors, Prima Luce, Camera Concepts, and Optolong. Thank you so much for all them. Optolongs has sent us more filters. They're on their way from China, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's in the box. What's in the box? But Prima Luce Lab, we'll talk about a NEAF giveaway. So more news on that. And we also give away gift certificates to Camera Concepts. By the way, with Camera Concepts, they are open. The fire is cleared. So they're just going through some remodel, and they will be back to a full showroom probably by the end of the month. So that's good to know. And at our super giant level, we have Masters of Pix Insight and IP for AP. We give away a free Masters of Pix Insight workshop every Friday night and a free IP for AP yearly subscription once a month. So again, go sign up for the giveaways at www.astroworld.com. We also have a ton of member sponsors, and if you want to know the member sponsors, if you want to become one, go to our Patreon site and sign up. We have about 25 people on there now signed up and donating to the show. It just makes for a better show and allows us some time off, maybe some time off of work to actually come up with topics. But so definitely go on. We have a bunch of different levels from $5 to $50 a month. So go check it out. Quasar members, Dr. Ascari, John, and Chris. Black Hole members, we have 6 now. So thank you so much. And I wish I could name everybody. It just would take forever. Red Giant members, Main Sequence members, Protostar members, and the White Dwarf members disappeared. Whoops. Sorry, White Dwarf members. Oh, there you are. There you go. You're right there. I must have went too fast. So next Wednesday night, we have Richard Wright finally going to come on. We were supposed to be on for a live show at Winter Star Party. Unfortunately, the internet didn't agree with us. So he's coming this Wednesday to do a recap of Winter Star Party, and he's going to hang out with us Wednesday night. We got one new guest at the end of this. That's going to be really cool. So March 25th, afternoon show. Over in the UK, we got Stacey Downton going to come on and hang out with us that day, 2 p.m. Eastern on to Saturday. It's a Saturday afternoon. So come and hang out with us then. And then April 5th, we have Warren Keller from Masters of Pix Insight and IP for AP. It's going to show us some new tips and tricks on Pix Insight. Pavel Kagas from Moravian Instruments, from Moravian, going to come and hang out and show us that monster CCD camera he's got going, hopefully. It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of cameras and new developments over at Moravian. And then coming in June, and this is somebody that I've been hounding for a while. So coming in June, and she told me she didn't want to come on because it would interrupt her schooling. So coming in June, we got Helena from Helena's Astrophotography coming on to hang out with us in June after her schooling is over. So it's going to be a lot of fun to have her. And then come hang out with us. Sean, are you there?
Yeah.
You just totally like weren't moving for a couple seconds. I thought you were frozen.
No, I was just listening to you.
Just join us on our other social media platforms: Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So thank you so much for all of that. And we are back to the live. And no Brian May, Tom. I'm trying. I've been trying for a year. I'm like the guy from the Shawshank Redemption that sent a letter a week until he got more books. I've been trying to get him, and I've gotten his age, his manager like 15 times. She knows me by name. Her name's Jenny. Knows me by name, and she's like, no, he's busy. Da, da, da. I said, all right, I'm gonna keep on trying. So we'll see. But whatever. As far as just, I know there was a couple things on the chat. Eric is fine. He went through surgery. He texted me an hour after he got out. They kept him for overnight. He's home now, and he's fine. He'll be going for some tests later on, but he's in good spirits. He's good. He basically texted me and said, "Well, that wasn't fun," and so ablation surgery is not fun. I know people. My wife, being a lawyer for medical malpractice defense, defends the doctors. I get to hear all these horror stories about surgeries and stuff, but his went fine, and I knew it was going to be fine. So glad that he is up and coming and hanging out. So, okay, I'm gonna stop talking for a second. And how's it going, everybody?
Would you? I'm just rambling on.
That's what I do for the first 10 minutes. That's what I do, and then and then I let Eric ramble for about 20 minutes, and if Eric was here, he would be saying, "Smash that like button, hit that like button."
If I can make a request,
please go. My mouth, I'm getting cotton mouth here. Come on.
A moment of silence for the bass player, Michael Rhodes. I mean, our guys are kicking the bucket big time.
Telling you. When is Mick Jagger gonna kick the bucket? Jeez, that guy's like 150.
No, it's more about Keith Richards.
Keith Richards, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, it must be that complete blood transfusion he gets over in Switzerland.
That guy looked like death warmed over 40 years ago.
I got a nice meme with when Lamar Odom went on a bender, and he's like effing amateurs on it. There he is laughing with a bottle of Jack.
But, you know what's funny, Sean, you say that, because I was reading his book, and he was talking about when Graham Parsons was trying to get him to do heroin. He says, "Hey, look, I'm not going to die. I did heroin." But he said, Graham tried to get me to do that Mexican heroin. He says, "No, if you do heroin, it's got to be pharmaceutical grade." And so that's what's with his blood. Pharmaceutical
grade Mexican crap.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're gonna have all the Mexicans upset with us, putting down their coke.
No, we're not putting down the Mexicans. We like the Mexicans. Everybody's good, But
it's all good, guys. It's all good.
But I am super excited for NEAF coming up. We're 5 weeks away from NEAC and NEAF, and I'm gonna switch the camera real quick for a second, because this camera, I can't autofocus with the studio camera. But let me see if I can find it real quick. There we go. So this is my other garbage camera, and we'll do that. There we go. And I got a bunch of giveaways for NEAF, and this is what some of the money from Patreon and stuff has gone to. So there's one thing. There you go. Nice little AstroWorld keychain.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
You got a nice little AstroWorld pens. Nice.
Yeah.
And I got little baggies and stuff with the name on it and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I also got a nice little tablecloth. So that table that they give you with the blue, they give you this blue tablecloth with white trim on it. I'm taking that off. I got a nice black AstroWorld tablecloth on it.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm trying, no dime bags, the regular bags, but I'm gonna talk to Ed over at NEAF, and I'm gonna try for the group picture that I want to do, because a lot of people are interested in this group picture. A lot of people from AstroWorld, a lot of the vendors that I know, a lot of the people that Pete knows, Ron Breacher, who's going to be there talking, a couple of the people, TJ Connolly, all these guys are going to be there, and they all want to be involved in the AstroWorld group picture. So I got an AstroWorld flag, and I'm gonna try and get us all in the bleachers for the where their talk is. They do their talk right there. So I'm gonna try just for 10 minutes. It's gonna be a narrow window of time, and if it works, so we got to go in, we got to go out because they have their speakers there. So I'm gonna set up a calendar. I'm gonna try, but that's my plan. If not, we'll just do it at the table, and that's what it is. But I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun event.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it. I just can't with what's going on here. So it's unfortunate, but maybe next year we'll see what happens. See how it lines up.
Does Canada have anything like that at all, or?
We did. We had for it was 2 years. We had Astro Cats. It was called, and it was a show like NEAF. Probably not as big as NEAF, but it didn't. It didn't go over well for some reason.
Really?
The first year, it seemed to have a good turnout from what I could tell, but it didn't go over very well, and they ended up not doing it anymore. It just wasn't feasible financially to keep doing it. So a lot of the manufacturers weren't going to come, so because they didn't have really good success in the last the last 2 times that they showed up. So something to that effect, anyways. I don't know, but
Wow.
yeah, I wish we did have something like that here. That would be awesome.
Wow.
Hey, Sean, how many years did it go? Because once again, it takes a bit of a following. It takes a couple of years to get a following, and you just can't expect it after 2 years.
It was literally only 2 times that they ran it, and I don't even know if it was back-to-back years or not. But I think one was in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and there was another one there as well. I just can't remember when exactly, but it didn't go over. Yeah, and they just never did it again. So.
Yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame because Canada could use that. I mean, we got we got one in the east, one in the west. The west is obviously the larger of the two. But hey, what UK has PAS, and there's a couple other ones out there I know, but I mean, it's a shame that they don't have anything there. So what are you gonna do? But
yeah.
So
go to NEAF.
Yeah, go to NEAF. Yeah, what is it? I mean, how many? Well, it's got to be like 12 hours for you drive.
Yeah, it would be a long drive. Yeah, I don't think I would drive it. I think I'd definitely fly in. But yeah, you know what? I really wanted to go. I'm really bummed about it in a way. But like I said, to you offline, something important is happening, and I want to be there. So. Can't really swing it.
Yeah, no, it's a long trip. It's a long trip. I mean, so this year for me is going to be incredible as far as me driving all over the country again. So let's see. So we got New York for NEAF in April, right? May is nothing. June is Cherry Springs. July is Starfest. No. August is Starfest. July is I'll be in Valentine, Nebraska for the Nebraska Star Party. And then I'll be in August is Starfest, right? Over in Ontario. So I'll be there for August, and September is Black Forest in Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna be all over the place this year.
Yeah, that'll be great. Seeing you at Starfest. Starfest is always a lot of fun. I've actually never stayed over at Starfest, never stayed at night. Ron and I always go during the day. We just travel back and forth kind of thing over the weekend, and never stayed overnight. But since you're coming up, I'm gonna actually make a point of staying over. So I'm not into camping by any stretch, but no. That's why we have a cottage, right? We don't go camping or anything. We go to the cottage, and there's TV, there's indoor plumbing, and all that stuff.
So we got a question on when is Starfest? What is it, August 17th? Is it?
It's in August. Yeah, I don't know the exact date, but I think it's around August 17th.
Ontario. I think it's August 17th. So Starfest, Ontario. Why is all the 2022 stuff coming up? 2023.
So where do they have that? Like up at Algonquin Park, or is it?
No, it's a campground. It's a campground that's near. Oh, geez. It's just sort of north or the campground is maybe
River Place
Mount
Campground.
Forest. It's near Mount Forest. If you know where Mount Forest is in Ontario. It's yeah, Mount Forest is north. It's north. It's about
is that like cottage country?
No. It's sort of midway. It's about maybe an hour and a half drive from where I am.
So it's kind of like Barrie or Aurelia, somewhere in that area, or
no, not that far. No, not that far. No, down closer to well, I don't want to say close, but down closer to Guelph sort of way.
Okay.
But it's still it still takes you about an hour or so to get there from Guelph. So
yeah, so it's
it's helping a campground that's a remote area.
Yeah, Guelph and Kitchener looks like it's about an hour to an hour and a half south to southeast of the camp. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would be about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the closest town it looks like is Durham or Hanover.
Okay, Durham. Okay, know where that is.
Okay, it's about I guess, well, I mean, half an hour south of Durham, maybe. So, and that's August 17th to the 20th. Nice. Yeah, so I'll be there. Astrapalooza is happening in December. Yes, we will be doing that again by such an overwhelming demand of people, that showed up and supported. Not only, Sean as well was one of the speakers. A lot of other speakers. We had something like 12 speakers or 13 speakers throughout the entire day. So it's pretty cool. So, what have we been doing? I mean, literally, I have a clear night right tonight, and I didn't even have a chance to set up anything. I haven't set up anything.
Is it going to be clear all night for you though?
It is, but I also have to. Yeah, it's supposed to be. So I might be able to set up later on if I want to. I don't know. It depends on how much this rum hits me.
It's clear here right now, but it's not lasting. We got another round of snowstorm coming, so it's supposed to cloud over tonight. So I'm not bothered. I know Ron is imaging. He said he was imaging till about 10 o'clock, I think he said, and then he was going to pack it in because the clouds are going to be showing up around that 10 or 11 o'clock. But yeah, it's we had a clear night last night, which was unexpected.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was great. So I was able to get some more data on a couple of targets that I'm working on and stuff. I actually went back. It was funny. I tell you a funny story. So I was imaging last night, and I was processing my M97 and M108 that I had taken weeks ago, and I never got around to processing.
Okay.
And I had LRGB data. I forgot to get H alpha, so. For some reason, I never thought of H alpha. Yeah, really weird. Ron pointed it out. He said, "You're missing the H alpha." I'm like, crap, I am too. But I was sending Ron messages and saying, hey, I'm working on this. What do you think? Blah, 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 and that. And Pete from Masters of Pix Insight messaged me on the side, and he said, "Your messages are showing up in the workshop." So he said he made a joke. Pete made a joke about saying hi to everyone. So I typed in "Hi everyone," and he sent me a screenshot of it actually. So that was kind of funny. Nice. Ron left his Skype open, right? So it was popping up these messages for me in the middle of the workshop.
Awesome. You're lucky you didn't say hot mic.
Yeah, no doubt,
yeah, so Dave Barnett just told me it's pretty windy on Long Island. I haven't been outside, so it looks like I just checked it, and it looks like Levittown's going to be getting about 15-mile-an-hour winds. So even though it's clear, I'm probably out of luck tonight. So.
Yeah, you're not going to, with wind like that, you're not going to be able to do much.
No, not even on a pier. You know, I mean, it's, you
No,
know,
no, no. That's like my situation too. I was worried last night. Actually, we had wind gusts here, and I didn't know if it was going to die down in the night. It didn't. It sort of died down a bit. It didn't, but I imaged anyways, just for the heck of it, and I actually lucked out. So you know that was good. But normally it doesn't work that way when it's windy.
Yep. So. I do have, since we got, you know, we got a lot of people watching, so I figured I'd throw this out there, because everybody knows one of the things that I said in the beginning of when we started the show, me and Charlie and Tim Cowell, always full disclosure on what the show is about and what we do here and all that kind of stuff. So it is with I guess a heavy heart in a kind of way. I just wanted to let everybody know that this week I left Camera Concepts. It was left on good terms. Everything is fine. But it was time to move. I just want to spend more time with AstroWorld and building the channel and building the things and doing it with just Sundays off from my real job and going one day a week to Camera Concepts. By the time Sunday comes around, I'm a mess. I just want to sleep. And that being said, one door closes, another one opens. Because of my relationships with a lot of people all over the place and all that kind of stuff, through the relationships I've built at Camera Concepts and everything, I'm starting to open AstroWorld into AstroWorld Telescopes retail. So as of this point, if you wanted to buy anything from Explore Scientific, Prima Luce Labs, or Pegasus Astro, you can purchase it from AstroWorld. And for right now, you could do it via text message, whatever, until the website opens up. And that's only for people that are on now. So that being said, I just want to let everybody know that the store is open for that. So, but I just wanted to put that out to you guys first. I will not have a storefront. I am not doing that. If you guys, I need about another 50,000 more Patreon members in order to have one. But that being said, if that comes that way, that's fine. But right now, I'm starting really slow. I don't want to get overwhelmed. So if you purchase anything, just be patient. So thank you. Anyway, but moving on. That's what it's all about. So Sean, you were talking about, you were doing some imaging on some stuff. What are you imaging at this point right now?
Well, so what did I image last night? Trying to think. You know what? I can't. I was imaging something. I don't know what.
The Evan Crap Nebula.
I did know it. I don't. It's too small in my field of view, so I don't image the Crab Nebula. But what I did image the rosette. I got some H alpha data on the rosette, and the reason for that is because of trees. Because the property that we have backs onto a green space, and there's 100-foot trees that blocks everything from the east over to the south. So I basically can't image Orion or anything in that area until this time of year. Yeah. So it's starting to emerge from behind the trees at a decent time, and I get maybe about 2 hours at most if I'm lucky before it gets too low and it goes below rooftops and stuff like that.
It goes on the, what is that, your house in that picture? Is that what it is? That comes around the back end of the house, or is that?
Yeah,
I remember you doing that video of the stellarium.
Yeah. So there's trees, and then there's a privacy wall for the patio and stuff like that. So that blocks a bit too if it gets too low. But I was doing some data on that, and the other data. Let me just look here because now it's bugging me what I was shooting. Oh, I know what I was shooting. I was shooting the California Nebula. I was getting some data on that too. Yeah. I did that for a while before I switched over to the Rosette. I wanted to do the Orion Nebula because I haven't done the Orion Nebula in quite a while, it's been a lot of years actually. I've done the Horsehead and the Flame, but not the Orion Nebula. So I wanted to go back and really give it a go with the new setup that I'm using, the Starfield 8-inch, the Astrograph, and I always want to say Starizona, and I got to correct myself, Starizona.
Starizona.
Yeah. I don't know why I've always said Starizona for some reason, but Starizona, yeah, the Nexus reducer that I got for it, which brings it down to F3. It's a light collecting beast. It's just crazy what you can get in such a short time. I've basically cut my imaging time, down by a third, really, because I just, with the light collecting power of this setup, I don't need to go as long as I normally would to achieve the same results or better, really. So
let me ask you a question. You're not in a pristine sky, you're not, so what are you, like a 6 or a 7?
It depends. Yeah, if I'm looking northeast, that's the city center, and that would be a Bortle 8 sky for the most part.
8. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you get overhead, it gets to about a Bortle 7, and then it goes to a Bortle 6 in the southwest, west sort of side of things, because that's rural country area over there. There's not really a lot of light pollution, so it gets better. But the ever-reaching light pollution from the city center is growing, and I've noticed it. You can actually see on certain nights, you can actually see a division, like a line, basically, where the light pollution sort of stops and dark sky starts happening.
Line.
Yeah, just that line. Yeah, exactly. So it definitely has gotten worse. I mean, when I first started out as a teenager being interested in astronomy, I lived in Waterloo, which is next door to Kitchener, and I would be out in the family backyard and with my telescope and stuff, and you could see the Milky Way and everything. It was really it was fantastic. Now 40 years later, forget it. It's gone. It's completely vanished from the sky. You can't see it. The city's expanded so much. The population has expanded. There's so many more street lights and home lights and business lights that it's completely washed the Milky Way from the sky. And it's unfortunate that that's happening, because it's I've done a lot of work in the last decade on light pollution and stuff and trying to affect change, and have really not gotten very far with it. It's a battle that I'd like to think that we could win, but I'm not even sure of that anymore. Just the way things are going, it's just there's just more street lights, there's more homes, there's more businesses. It just keeps popping up, expanding everywhere. So how do you control something like that? Even if you have good lighting, you're still creating light pollution. It doesn't matter. The more you add, that's like where I am. We've got we did a conversion to LED street lights, and I got them. They were originally going for 4,000K. I got them down to 3,000K, which was great. And they're well designed lights. They really do focus the light where it's needed. But has it really changed much in terms of light pollution overhead? Not really. Instead of an orangey sky, now it's sort of a whitish sort of sky, from the lights and that. So I mean, it could be worse. I know places that have done 4,000 and 5,000K lighting, but so it could be worse. But yeah, and it just seems like a losing battle, and it's unfortunate because there's a connection to the night sky that we all have, that we all share, and even if we don't realize it, and it's being lost, and we're also.
Sean, it's funny you should say that, because I can remember as a kid growing up, before I moved to California, we used to have a cottage up at Honey Harbor. You would drive Highway 27. And you remember you'd go up to places like Bond Head and Thornton. And I mean, it was just a 2-lane road at the time until you hit the Barrie, and then you just take the freeway up. But I was up there about 5 years ago. And I mean, I can't believe the amount of expansion that these little communities that I remember as a teenager, how it's just expanded now, like Orangeville. Yeah. Orangeville is just amazing. So right.
Orangeville has gotten really bad. Light pollution from Orangeville has actually crept into some dark site areas that the astronomy club used to go to, which was out near Listowel area. But the light pollution from Orangeville, even though it's a fair distance from that location, that dark site, still impacts the sky. It still reaches up about 40 degrees or 45 degrees into the sky, the light dome from Orangeville. So it's really it's crazy to see the amount of growth that's occurring, and how quickly, just in the last 20 years, 30 years, how it's changed so much, and it's gotten so much more worse than it ever was before. So, it would be, like I said, it would be great to think that we're going to be able to win this, but I without some really strong legislation, on the government level, federal level, I don't really know how it's going to be controlled.
Yeah, and I mean, and I hate to get politics into this, but it is political, and it's unfortunate that it is, because you know what, the businesses pay the politicians, and then the politicians work for the businesses. So if they, if the businesses want the lights, they're going to get them, and
that's right.
that's
exactly.
totally unfortunate. And I remember when I was doing my light pollution talk, I guess about 6 or 8 months ago, when you chimed in on that show, Sean, and I know that you've been an advocate for dark skies and controlling the light pollution, and let me tell you, you've done a great job up there. But you know what, and it's not, I don't envy you, because it's that difficult.
And you know what? Let's just kind of add to this. Let's talk about Starlink. I mean, do you remember when we all got started, there was minimal amount of satellites. Now it doesn't matter what image you take. You're getting satellite trails. You're getting everything through there. Even though you can't pick it out, there's still a lot more satellites.
I haven't had any problems with Starlink. We've had Starlink go over my area and stuff. I haven't had any impact on my imaging, probably because it's been cloudy so much, but I haven't had any real impact from that. I do get, depending on, if I'm pointed in the Orion direction, there's a lot of satellites going through there. If I'm pointed at the Iris Nebula, that direction, there's, at that time of year, there's a lot of satellites traveling through there. I'm not so much concerned. To me, it's not like, if they start putting up billboards in space, like they were talking, like Pepsi billboards and stuff, that's a different story. But I'm not so much concerned about the satellite, at this point anyways, as I am what's going on the ground, and the severe amount of light pollution that is happening. And, that they just recently came out with a new research study that showed that what they thought was the growth of light pollution of 2% a year is actually more like 10% now. So they actually got that wrong, and they've corrected it, and it's worse than we thought, which is really scary. I kind of wonder, and I see it creeping in, like where we have our cottage. It's up north, and it's about a 2.5-hour drive from me where I am here, and it's in a Bortle 2 sky, but I see from Owen Sound and other smaller towns, even, the light pollution creeping in. There's light domes that are emerging on the horizon that weren't there before. So I'm not sure what the what the end is going to be, the end result's going to be with regards to all this, but hopefully we don't lose our night sky completely, because that would be a really sad thing, I think, if that happened.
They didn't even figure it out in the 24th century. You take a look at Star Trek, and you see all these, like, people have their own ships in the sky flying around all over the place. So they didn't figure it out in 400 years, or so whatever. So I don't think it's ever going to go away. But can you just imagine what it's like to be an astrophotographer when you got individual airplanes running around?
Yeah.
It'd
be a nightmare.
Oh my God.
I'd probably just take up Xbox or PlayStation at that point.
I'm telling you, you know what? Everything will be virtual anyway. You'll be wearing, glasses and stuff, and you'll be seeing into space. No one's going to own a telescope. It's all going to be virtual.
It's all going to be AI and everything too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Starnet, we'll be fine.
In the comments there, I'm not sure what his name is. He's a buddy of yours, Dan, DB.
Yeah, Dave Barnett. Yep.
Dave Barnett. Yeah, he said, and he actually has a good point about LED, because it's cheap. It's a Jevons paradox basically that's occurring with it, where because it's so cheap to operate, and they're lighting up more and more things that weren't normally lit up before, which is only adding to the problem. And that's a really tough topic to address, because people don't seem to, at least in my experience working with, or talking with officials and stuff like that, city officials and regional officials and, different levels of government, people don't understand that just because it's LED doesn't mean that it's, automatically environmentally friendly. It isn't.
Right. It's not.
It can be just as bad. Yeah, it can be harmful too, and it is harmful. So there's a lot of education that's required, but there's a lot of what I would say we got to dispel the false notions. There's a lot of false notions around light. That somehow it protects you, it keeps you safe and stuff. Well, that street light shining doesn't call 911 if there's a problem. It doesn't really. Light is not, and the same with insurance companies. Some insurance companies I even heard were saying for safety and security of your vehicle to park it under a street light. Well, that's probably the worst thing you can do, because it lights up the interior. The guy can, or the girl can see, what's inside, make a quick grab. Yeah, done. So
I'm gonna what is it? I can still that clarion pull-out radio. Or the what they call it back in the night, the Benza box. Is that what it's called?
Benza box. Yeah.
But I digress. But and I made a point in there that said, in all seriousness, to your point, lights really technically, in a lot of cities make crime worse than what it is with the lights off.
Yeah, there was actually research studies that they conducted back 2010, I think it was, and they actually did some studies in Calgary and Chicago apparently, but the studies that I'm most familiar with happened over in the UK, and they kept one town lit the same, and they increased the lighting in the other town. And the crime rate in the town that they increased the lighting went up dramatically.
Yeah. That's not surprising. That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. But some people find that shocking, and maybe not. Some people find that not believable either. But the research is right there.
The funny thing is, I think a lot of people are still under the old kind of like, I want to call it like the caveman kind of mentality, where dark is scary. And,
well, people have a natural fear of the dark. Sure. I think that's instilled in us from childhood, really.
From running away from the dinosaurs. I mean, that's
well, that too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that doesn't help. That makes it tough too when you're trying to educate people about light pollution and how to use light responsibly. You're dealing with that notion, of dark is scary, and I'm going to get, someone's going to mug me, or something bad's going to happen to me, and you have to dispel that, but it's very difficult to do. It's really ingrained in a lot of people's minds.
And coming from a person who has been mugged, dark isn't that scary.
Right? You were actually.
Oh yeah. Huh? I got really drunk at a bar one night. I was walking home. I stopped at a 7-Eleven. I got a bunch of stuff. I had like $300-400 in my, and three guys that noticed free from the bar jumped out of their Jeep and took all my food and all my money.
Oh no! Wow.
I didn't get hurt. They were just like, I was like, dude, just take it. I'm too drunk. Just go.
Yeah.
And then I walked back to my friend's house, and I was like, yo, man, you got a gun? We're gonna go find these guys. and he talked me off the ledge, so nothing happened. But but
go all Clint Eastwood on them.
Oh man, you feel lucky, punk.
Yeah. There you go.
I know what you're thinking. Did he shoot 5 bullets or did he shoot 6? Do you feel lucky?
Well, do you feel lucky?
You're like a Cliff Clavin of movie quotes, Dan.
I'm not entertained. I could do that all night. I could really do it. you know,
ask yourself, did he shoot 5 or 6 bullets?
he actually shot all 6 because he pulled the trigger, and
That's right.
But will an EMP kill an LED? I would have to say yes.
No.
No.
Yeah. Would it? I don't know. Would it? I don't know.
It's electricity, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's
But
an
where are we gonna get it?
electromagnetic pulse. It runs off electricity. It doesn't matter.
Where who's going to do the EMP though?
Just make sure you get like one of those bags that like protect you from the energy pulse. What is those bags that they called?
I don't know. I never heard of a bag that protects you from the energy pulse.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know what existed.
Yes.
Zero.
Zero bag. Let's see. It's called. Someone knows what it is. It's a bag.
Faraday
bag. Faraday bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I see someone. Yeah, Ernie Jacobs said it was
Faraday
a Faraday
bag. It's like because they sell them for their power tanks, and you can put it in these bags if you think you could be around an EMP, and you can wrap them up, and then you'll be the only person on the whole block after a nuclear blast to have energy. So
yeah, awesome.
I guess, you know, but yeah. So I mean, you know, but light pollution is a big, serious thing, and
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
You know, and being what we all do and what we all love, and if you could do anything with your local congressmen, you know, senators or representatives, you know, just write a letter, say, you know, get involved with your national dark sky advocate in your area. I know there's plenty of the U.S. What is it? IDEA.
Yeah, International Dark Sky Association. Yeah, IDA. Yeah. So darksky.org, I think, is their
correct
website. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in New York we had Gary Citro, who was the president for a while. He watches the show, but I mean, let me tell you, just get involved. The more people that get involved, you know, the more of a
the more people that speak up and, you know, have something to say about it, that is going to help, you know, create the dialogue, the conversation that needs to be had with regards to it and whatnot. So I actually found it interesting, though, in my, just, you know, not to drag out this conversation too long, but I found it interesting. I found it interesting that in the years that I was doing light pollution, I had the least amount of help from amateur astronomers. They just were not engaged in it. They even like the local club here that I used to be a member of, and I'm no longer a member of, but it was like pulling teeth to try and get people to actually engage and you know, be active and do something with regards to the light pollution problem. And it was quite surprising to me that that was the case. But I got more help from people that were in other groups, like nature groups, bird watchers, and other sort of groups of that, you know, type, that they were actually very interested in helping versus the amateur astronomy community that's here. So that was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, and Dennis brings up a good point. You know, a lot of people kind of when you talk about light pollution with people, you know, it's like it's not a top of mind thing. It's like light pollution. I'm worried about where I'm getting my next paycheck from. What are you talking about light pollution from?
Yeah,
you know. So it's unfortunate that, but you know what? There are all these little things, and it starts with maybe something like light pollution that, you know, maybe rolls over to less crime, which rolls over to more income, which rolls over to better schools, which rolls over, you know, which rolls over to more sleep for the rest of us because you don't have a blaring light in your bedroom window at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, so you know, the longest journey always starts with the first step. So, you know, it doesn't matter what it is, just try. I mean, you know, you got to try something to get it fixed. If you know, if we don't, and you know who those people were, those astrophotographers that you couldn't get the support from, those are the gosh darn mono narrowband shooters that don't give a crap about.
They're the planetary imagers.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care. Whatever.
I just shoot the moon. Don't worry about it. I get the lunar X, the lunar Y, and then I'm a happy person.
Yeah, probably. So what do you guys think of this AI stuff that's going on in the world and how it impacts our hobby, astrophotography? And that I did a video there where I went back to Chat GPT, is it?
Yep, GPT. Yeah, Chat. I saw that video you did.
I keep reversing it. Actually, throughout the video, someone pointed it out, but throughout the video, I'm saying Chat GTP, not GPT.
GTP rolls off the tongue better.
It does, and that's why I was saying it, right? Because it does. It rolls. That's what I said to the guy in the comment. I said it actually just rolled off my tongue better. So I didn't realize I was doing it. But I went back there and was plugging in, some questions for it, some prompts to come up with pixel math, and it came up with various equations. Someone actually said, which was interesting to me, one of the comments was to see if it was getting this information from the internet. Someone had already posted it. So I did a search. I took those pixel math expressions that it gave me, and I did a search on each one of them, and nothing came up in Google with regards to it, those specific ones. So it created some unique pixel math of sorts for what I was asking, what I was prompting it, and it did work. I did try some of them. That's
what I was going to ask. I mean, once it fed you the symbols and everything you needed to do.
Yep.
It actually worked.
It actually did work. Yeah, I tried it. Now, did it work? Did some of them work good? No, not necessarily. Like I did one for LRGB, combining luminance into RGB data. That one, it sort of worked. You had to play with the value a bit to get it to do a good job. I think if you just do the normal way in PixInsight of adding luminance to an RGB image, works fantastic. It's a lot better. But for the narrowband stuff, it did a great job. It came up with some blending expressions for blending images together and things like that, and that worked well. So it was really quite interesting to see. And I'm going down this rabbit hole of AI, and it's endless. It just I keep bookmarking different sites and stuff like that, and it's just really incredible what you can do with it and what's emerging and so fast.
Like anything, once it gets refined, it'll be much better. Mm-hmm. It's just starting right now. So I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And sooner or later, all you're gonna have to do is say, "Hey, make this picture good," and it's gonna be.
I don't know if I said that in the video or not, but I had a buddy that back when I used to go to the dark sites. This goes back to like 2010, 2011, maybe 2012. I don't know, somewhere in there, anyways. But we actually were sitting there one night. It was like 3 a.m. and stuff, where our rigs are imaging, and we were talking about stuff, and he said he would love to have someone make a program that he could just throw all of his data into, and it would spit out an image for him. And this AI stuff, with the way it's going, I started thinking, maybe his dream is sort of coming true, because it's headed that direction. It's going to take. I personally, I wouldn't want to do it. It would be interesting to throw your data in and see what it gives back to you, what the result was. But I would want to take the artist away from what we're doing. That I think is a really important aspect of it. But certainly the AI is playing a role, and it's going to be useful, I think, in the image processing and maybe even the acquisition side of it too at some point. I don't know. I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I'm sure we're going to see more and more things emerging with regards to it. I mean, my email client just got updated, and now it has AI in it that I don't even have to write an email. I just tell it the topic, and it writes an email to my colleagues or whatever, and says, hey, blah blah blah, and that's it.
you need to send me that email client, because I need somebody to write my emails for me. I can't do it.
It did. I tried it a couple times, and I was like just blown away. I was like, I don't even have to type anything anymore. Just sit here, and, give it a keyword
about narrowband imaging.
Yeah.
But I saw this in the chat again. And I am so tired. And this is something that's been going on through the last number of new advances in astrophotography. And I'm really annoyed at some of these people that are really going out there and saying that everything that's new that comes out is cheating. You know,
Yeah,
first,
it's not. No.
first,
Yeah.
what was it? It was like Noise Exterminator was cheating.
Blur Exterminator got the worst hit with regards to that it was cheating.
And then SPCC got that.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
got and now this GPT thing and whatever, this is cheating. You know, it wasn't too long ago where camera assisted polar alignment was called cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if many of you know that, but let me tell you something. I guarantee you about 90% of you people use camera assisted polar alignment today.
I do.
So do I. I mean, everybody does. Come on. You use SharpCap, you use PoleMaster, you use whatever. But now it's a fact of life. The screw getting a broken neck trying to use a polar alignment scope. You know what I mean? You know,
I remember one time I got down on my knees to look through the polar scope and I couldn't get up. I was getting old.
Yeah, I've done that. I got a crink in my neck for 2 days.
Is that right?
Doing polar alignment with a Schmidt. Like this. There was a guy that did, I think it's called Astrophotography Tutorials on YouTube. It has a green eye logo. Funny guy with a hat and a beard. It's pretty cool. And he did this whole thing with polar alignment with the PoleMaster when the PoleMaster just came out, like 7-8 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And he gets out from underneath the Schmidt and he has a black eye hole like spot on his and it's like funny. So like, you know, but we've all been there, and it's not cheating. It's just new. It's
that's right. Yeah, it's not cheating.
It's the evolution of what we're doing.
It's progression. Yeah,
exactly.
And in everything, you know, that's out there in the world, it's progression. But in our hobby, you know, we've seen advancements in hardware, we've seen advancements in software. It's not cheating to use those tools, and you know, to your advantage. And that's, you know, I think with like Blur Exterminator getting a bad rap initially and stuff, people talking that it was using Hubble data and that to inject that into your image and somehow make it look better. You know, that was just some weird talk, like crazy tinfoil hat sort of stuff to me. But
fake news.
Yeah, very. But you know, Russ actually, if you took the time to read Russ's website and what he actually goes into discussing, he addresses that stuff, and it's very factual and it's well written. You know, it sort of dispels those people that were saying that it was cheating and stuff, because it isn't. It just isn't.
And if you don't want to read, I hate reading. If you don't want to read, go see Sean's interview with Russell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah,
it's an awesome interview. If you want to know some of the background on what goes on with Blur Exterminator, Sean asks some really good questions and he goes into detail. So it's like hour.
Yeah, Russ got into a lot of good details in that conversation. It was really, really good. Yeah, it was great conversation. What's that?
Let's expand upon that. If you're using Photoshop, is clone stamping cheating?
There you go. That's an interesting one. You know what?
You know,
it's sort of, you could call it cheating, I guess, in one way if you want to look at that. But again, it's another tool at my disposal to you know, for processing. Data. I don't see anything wrong with utilizing it in whatever fashion. I mean, I've used the paint tool in PixInsight to mark out some halo problems or something once the stars were removed, you know, just to get rid of some, you know, halo issues or something, or an imperfection somewhere. I've done it, you know. I don't consider it cheating. I just consider it part of the arsenal of tools that are at my disposal to allow me to produce the best possible image that I can.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, in this day and age, there are people out there that just You want to call them all cheaters? That's fine. We all cheat together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One way
Yeah.
or another, we all cheat.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. Yeah.
you know, my idea is a program to show 9 images in a 3x3 grid in the center of the image, the original, and the other 8 are the output of processes you work. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you got like the center image, and you got all around it the images that you're working on. That's cool. But yeah, no.
Our plastic diapers cheating. I'm not even going to go on that. I'm not going to go down that one. I'm not that. No.
I mean, if we just stopped, you know, just evolving, I mean, you know, we would be stuck with, you know, Galileo scopes with the 30 millimeter, you know, paper towel roll. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, so, you know, that's you know, he didn't use something much better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no light pollution in the 1600s, but I mean, hey, you know. But you know, it's you know, this lifestyle of astrophotography is a lot of fun. It's a lot of frustration, and it can be a lot of money. You know.
Yeah. It's definitely not a poor man's hobby, that's for sure. And I see people that get into it, and they're, you know, sort of they're having a rough go because, you know, you need some money to invest in it to just, you know, get the right equipment so that you can get the good results, you know, the results that you're looking for. There's, you know, sometimes people try to cheat and you know, take the lower cost, you know, route, but it doesn't give you a good indication or a good experience with the hobby and what you can get, you know, what you can achieve with it. So I usually recommend, you know, when people ask me that, I tell them the truth. I say, look, it's going to cost you this much, roughly. You know, this is what you're going to need if you want to get into it and do it properly, you know. And you could waste your money, you know, buying other things and then try and sell them and, you know, buy new equipment and keep going that direction, or you could just make the investment and learn. It's kind of like with I think it was Steve Malia there of Starfield Optics. He actually said about the binocular thing, which made a lot of sense, you know, where you're not starting, you know, start with a telescope and a mount and, you know, do what you want to do, you know, learn the night sky, look around.
Yeah,
so
and you know, the first thing that I've always asked people when I'm dealing with customers and stuff like that, I you got to get them down to the expectation. You know, you got to. What do you want to shoot? What do you want to see? What do you want to take a picture of? And if they tell me I want to take a picture of the moon, well, there you go. Get a tracker and a camera and be done with it. You know what I mean? You know, less than $1,000, you're good. If somebody tells me I want to take a picture of the Crab Nebula, well, now, you know,
that's a little different.
You know, now equatorial mount, minimally $1,000, $1,200 minimal, just for the mount. Forget about the telescope. You know, so now you're talking about, you know, to get something good, $3,000 to $4,000, somewhere around there. And that's just for a color camera, no filters, no nothing, you know, on, you know, maybe a Red Cat or a NASCAR or something like that. You know, it's not going to be awesome, but then if somebody sit there and tells you they want to do planetary nebula or something like that, then I'm telling them, hey, you're talking about $8,000. I mean, come on, you know, you want to get a little dinky 16 magnitude planetary nebula, you know, it's not going to, you know, you need focal length for that. So I want to shoot the crab.
As you say, does buying a high performance car make you a better driver?
No.
No. I've seen the videos.
I'll tell you, I'm a great driver and I have a crappy car, so I'm okay with that.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver, Dan. Even the crappy ones.
What was it? George Carlin said it best. What did he say? How come the closer you are to somebody, the worse of a driver they are. So when they drive fast and they go by you fast, they're like, "Oh my God, did you see that guy?" And if they're right close to you and they just miss you, "What are you, a freaking asshole?" Sorry, So, but it's you got to have, and this is something that I spoke about in a presentation that I did a while back on getting the right tool for the right job, and something like this, and I'm just pulling this out because I have it right on the table. Something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a guy that bought this the other day, last week, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this, and I want to shoot Saturn."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not going to work.
And I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, "Who sold this to you?" Some guy online or whatever. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but I'm like, dude, they sold you the wrong piece of equipment.
Yeah,
that's like you're trying to take out a buck with a BB gun. I mean, it's not going to happen. You need a larger caliber to take that sucker out. Same thing with planetary. I don't do planetary. It's a completely different monster. It drives me nuts.
I've tried planetary, and I got really frustrated with it. I could image a galaxy that was millions and millions of light years away, but God forbid I could take a picture of Jupiter.
Dude, it's a completely different technique. It's a different monster. There's different equipment needed. I am so happy. I got right now. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 refractors right now. That's all I have in my house is refractors. That's it. I got my Dob upstairs for visual, and I got my super Dob in storage that's been there for 6 years because I'm just too old and too lazy to lug it out. But
I've gone the other route. Interesting enough, so I was refractor. I was a refractor guy for a long time. That's all I used in that. But then I went this route with the Starfield 8-inch there, the reflector, and you know what? I'm actually at a point with it now. The results that I get, I don't see myself going back to a refractor at this point. If anything, I might get a larger, maybe a 10 or a 12-inch kind of thing, move in that direction with a reflector.
I'm not against reflectors.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really thinking about, going that route eventually, just because of my area of the sky. I mean, I want something a little bit faster. I got a Bortle 8+ sky. I want to be able to grab those photons with a lower exposure time.
And that's what I switched to, actually, was high gain, short exposure, along with this setup, and it's been working really fantastic, even on faint, like the Dark Shark. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
The Dark Shark.
Sure.
Yeah, even something like that. I was doing 1-minute exposures, high gain, and I got a phenomenal image out of it. Like, I've never achieved that result with a refractor. In fact, I actually, in my opinion, this is my own personal opinion, but I've used some expensive refractors, ones that cost $3,000-$4,000 more than this reflector does. And I did not get as good a result as I'm getting with this reflector that is just, working phenomenally for me and catching the light and allowing me to produce some really, really fantastic images. So I think it would be, for me, I'm kind of hooked on it again. The only thing I don't like is the collimation, but I'm glad that the collimation has been holding well for the most part. I've only had to adjust it twice in the last 8 months, so 8 or 9 months. So that's not so bad. But then some people get scared away with collimation too, and reflectors. It's not that bad. I've got that Ocal thing actually, which really helps. It actually works really well.
Let me ask you a question since you brought it up. With the Ocal, I've used it. It's you get the green circle and then the green crosshairs and all that kind of stuff. You got to kind of get them all like not circumpolar, but
you got to get them all lined up.
Now, did you find that it gets you to the point where you still kind of got to tweak it at the end, or are you good to go? Because I found that I had to kind of tweak it just so that it got pretty darn close. But
I think for me it was close enough that I didn't really worry about it. I you know, used the Opal, tweaked it, and it was good the way it was.
Okay.
I didn't have need to, at least in my experience, the 2 times that I've used it now, I didn't have need to be concerned that I needed to tweak it further or anything like that. I probably could. I'm
Okay.
sure if I'm sure that it isn't exactly perfect, but there was that other software you actually had him on. You had him on the show. I can't remember the name of the software he was demonstrating, and you could use it for collimation. I can't remember what it was called.
SharpCap?
No, it wasn't SharpCap. It was another gentleman that was on. He had software. This goes back maybe a year or 2 ago.
That was Gaston Bardot of
Is that okay?
Yeah, was it Foresight Innovations?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, I tried that software. It's a really complicated software. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. And I'm a pretty smart guy, but that was tough to wrap my head around. It made me feel really stupid.
I tried it, Sean. I really tried it, and I tell you what, I'm like you. I mean, I tried it for 3 weeks straight, and I just couldn't get it. And I just thought, you know what?
Yeah.
There's got to be something simple, because you're absolutely right. You know, when it comes time to choosing a scope, you know, you've really got the 2 types, right? You either got prisms, or excuse me, you got lenses, or you got mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it comes down to what people really are looking at is which is the least maintenance that I have to do.
And definitely the refractor would be that. Yeah.
And that's just it. But I agree with you. It's just that how do you beat like a good Newtonian? I mean, how do you beat a good RC if it's collimated and you give it time to acclimate to the temperature? So you're absolutely right. It's just, you know, a lot of people don't want to get involved in it because of the maintenance aspect, but you know, you've kind of overcome that, and it's just become second nature. Once it becomes second nature,
exactly. Yeah. Once it becomes second nature, it's not a big deal, right? You know, if I need to tweak the collimation, no big deal. I just hook up the Opal and I go at it, and you know, it's fun to me, actually, in some weird way, I guess.
Some masochistic way.
That's the kind of fun that I have. I'm a party guy. I'm gonna collimate my scope.
but you know what? It comes back to this idea that we're talking about AI, right? Making AI a lot easier. If everything was easy, everybody be doing it, right?
That's right.
We've got to have a little bit of a challenge in our life. If we don't have a challenge, I get bored real quick. So as you said, you find the challenge in collimation. It's a little hard, but once you get it down, it looks kind of good. You feel proud about what you've just done. So it's that challenge that you like. And we really have got a hobby that we've gotten into that's our challenge. We like this challenge because only you can appreciate the time and effort it took in to get that image that you finally have processed. You go, wow, nobody else can understand the time and the duration and this what I had to deal with to get to it.
Nobody else understands the madness. You spend 25 hours imaging and then another 8 hours processing? Are you crazy?
Yeah, so there was a question from Norm. I got a question for you experts. How do you keep the brighter star from being overexposed? Example, white center and a color ring. I've gone down to 60 gain and 30-second exposures, and the stars are still bad.
Could be the way that I don't know what his processing workflow is, but the removal of stars, processing them, and then adding them back in can actually create that problem for you. So now for me personally, I don't really do a lot with my stars. In my workflow, I stretch the image after I've done. So what's my workflow? I do the DBE. I do, if it's color, I'll do SPCC. If not, I'll jump to blur exterminator, and then I'll do noise exterminator. Then I'll stretch, and then I'll do star exterminator, remove the stars at that point. And all I do with my stars is saturation. That's all I do. I do not adjust them in any other way. And when I go to put them back into the image, I'm using Russ Croman there, his unscreened star method, pixel math, that reintegrates, and it actually helps to preserve the core and the color of the star, prevents it from being, to a great degree anyways, in my experience, prevents it from being blown out in the center, like what Norm is describing.
Nice.
So it could be just the way that the stars are being, you know, processed, maybe over processed, and then the way that they're being integrated. Like you can use pixel math and do a bad integration of stars. They can look like, you know, just horrible if you if you don't do it right, basically. So I found in my experience using different pixel math expressions that are out there, I found Russ's unscreened star method is simple, but it actually works really effectively.
Nice. I remember that we were talking on Discord the other day about the guy who had circles in their stars.
Yeah, and that was the filter wheel problem.
No,
circles.
The circles in the stars. It looked like it really looked like that somebody put a contour mask on the stars. And
oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That one. Yeah. I was thinking the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dave, I think, who had those.
That was the artifact. Those 3D dust donuts.
Yeah, weird, man. That was weird, and that could
all goes down to the filter wheel. Yeah, just not working. Yeah, just not putting the filter in the right position, depending on the way that it rotated. Yeah,
that's what it looks like. Yeah, so
I ran into that as well, and that just drove me mad. I retook my flats. I did them over and over and over again. I tried all sorts of things. I talked to Ron. And I said, "What's going on? Do you have any ideas and stuff?" He didn't have any ideas. Turns out, yeah, it's the filter wheel that's causing the problem. So when they implemented the ability that it only rotated one direction, that fixed it right there.
Yeah, so that is definitely a best bet that Sean brought up on the Discord channel. If you're not on the Discord channel, go get on there and I'll send you an invite. The whole thing, and again I got to give Sean again some more props, because I learned this from him, because I had the same problem with those stars a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And Sean's like, what kind of what was it? The rejection method are you using? And I was like, well, I'm using the ESD or whatever, whatever the last one was at the time. And so I've been using that and never had a problem. He's like, well, change it to Winsorized and see what happens. And sure enough,
I ran into that. Yeah, I ran into that a year or so ago with when they introduced that. I can never pronounce the whole thing. The generalized
extreme deviation or something. Yeah,
whatever it is. When they introduced that, yeah, it does work well, but I noticed that it actually can produce artifacts around the stars or in the stars and that. And the solution was I stopped using it and went back to the Winsorized, and that actually fixed the problem. So if I do run into that situation, that's how I fix it. But so I don't always use Winsorized. I still let WBPP do the auto and let it decide. And I've had pretty good luck lately with it. So I'm not sure what has to come together, what converges to create that problem in some images.
Man, it's weird.
Yeah, because I don't have it in all just some of them that it happened in. So I'm not really sure why it's doing that. But the answer is just to not use it and use the Winsorized. It's kind of like what's that? Sorry, Pete, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's getting back to his question. Do we know what the vocal ratio is of the scope? I mean, let's kind of go through the process of elimination. Let's take a look. Is it a fast vocal ratio scope? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is something that you just need to kind of go through the process of elimination, and then you finally kind of come to an answer that might be able to resolve your question. But that's how I would approach this question.
Yeah. Well, that's actually in the chat there. They're talking about it, and some people are suggesting even shorter exposures, that he takes shorter exposures just based on if it's a fast scope. and that's true. I mean, if I'm running an 8-inch f3 myself and I'm getting fabulous results with 1 minute exposures, I have no need to go to 5 or 10. And if I did, I think it would actually work against me. So yeah, you might, it could be a combination of maybe shorter exposures and take more of them. And then, like I said, the processing that's being done to the stars, but also the method to reintegrate the stars into the final image could also be an issue as well. So that's something that would have to be tested out with some raw data just to see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of good chat and a lot of good talk in the chat here about the Windsor eyes and who uses it, who doesn't. 66. Yeah, I mean, in Long Island, RGB for me, I'm at 15 to 20 seconds max. That's where I'm at. You know, I did, and I'm still trying to get the processing down. I had 1,200 shots, 1,200 20-second shots of, I think it was M42 or M31. I forget which one it was, but WPPP kept crashing. It kept crashing because it didn't have enough cache memory to stack all the rows.
To stack them, yeah.
So I had to actually lower the buffer size and raise the memory, and I had to integrate it manually to do it.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I had to go through the whole thing, get the masters, then integrate them all myself, and then I get a master of everything, and it worked out. And then the funny thing is, and I brought this up on a show once, I figured out that if you make a change, and WBP has changed, so this may have changed between then and now, but I was able to make a change in the process, in the image integration process, and save it, and then run WBPP, and WBPP ran with those settings that I set for the image integration, and it went right through. It was weird. If I didn't do that, it would crash.
Is that right? Yeah. And you don't want it to crash when you're processing that much, having it crunch that much data, because that's a lot of hours that it would take to go through that. I think the longest I ever had with WBP was 16 hours. And,
I went to bed. And
I've done that. Yeah, I've just set it up and let it run. Yeah.
That's it. Because and I'm still I totally screwed up the stars, but I'm going to do it again. Because my stars, and no, it was M42, because I remember the stars were like the size of nickels, and so I really blew them up quite a bit. But I'll give it a try again. Yeah, you could try shorter. Yeah, cool.
Well, what I would suggest, Norm, if you want, email me, and I can give you a link. You can upload some of your data, and I can have a look at it and see what's going on. Because it's hard to know, sitting here talking about it like this, whether or not where the problem stems from, whether it's actually during acquisition or if it's during processing that it's becoming a problem. But yeah, if you want to do that, just email me that, and I don't need a lot. Just upload 10 of each or something like that, so I can run it through BBPP and sort of process it and see what results I get and how things look.
Yeah.
So that offer's open there, Norm, if you want to take advantage of it.
There you go. Free tutorial by Sean Nielsen.
Free. Yeah, there you go. I'll even do a video for him.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be me in a Speedo all oiled up. Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, wrong video.
Hot mic. Oh man, yeah. This turned out to be a good show. I was like a little bit nervous, because
it turned out good.
I mean,
what's Pete? Pete, what's the beast behind you there? I always see it. You have that mount and telescope. What is that?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Is the mount's a Mighty Mount, and it's a Telview 101.
Oh, okay.
Dave Nagler allowed me to go ahead and use it, and I've had it for about a year just to be able to image. But as I said, the weather's been crazy this year, so I haven't been out since October because we've only had like about 7 days of clear nights.
Yeah.
But it's as I said, usually around about maybe mid-April to around about mid-October is when I get out to my Bordeaux one skies up at the winery. So it's just just right where Coloma is, where they discovered gold here in California.
Yeah.
But as
Do
I
you have
said, it's just
do you have a
like
permanent site up there or something, or?
no, what it is it's a winery. It's up at 2,800 feet, and
Yeah.
as I said, it's just absolutely beautiful up there. Just dark skies. I mean, it's Portal One, dark skies, got a beautiful view from the south to the east, west, and north. And it's a paved area, and it's just completely dark. So what happens? I've befriended the owner of the winery, and literally I've just asked him to say, "Do you mind if I just kind of stay the night?" He goes, "Yeah, here, Pete. Here's the keys. Just make yourself at home." And so I just literally just stay up there all night. It's in the summertime up here. It's like it's about 85, 90 degrees. It gets down to about maybe 75 degrees in September, but it's just beautiful up here. So as I was going to say, the next time you guys come out for the AIC show, plan to spend a couple of days. We'll get you up here to Placerville, and then we'll take you up there, and we'll spend some time because it is really just beautiful. And then if you really want to go to a nice area, you can go up to Blue Canyon, and Blue Canyon's just off of Highway 80, and it's right there by Donner Pass, and it's really just another Bordeaux one skies. You've got a mountain that kind of hides the Sky Dome, which is just northeast in Reno, and then you don't really get much of a Sky Dome from Sacramento, so it's really a dark, dark sky. But the winery is called Jose Wine Caves. If you do a Google search or do like a Google map, just type in Jose Wine Caves, you'll see it there.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, and I bet the wine helps too, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, these wines are absolutely spectacular. I will put these wines up against any of the Napa wines. It's that good.
It's the best imaging Pete's ever done.
He doesn't even
He's
need a
just
telescope.
Everything's great. Look at that dark frame. Oh man, that's the best one I've taken.
My eyes are closed. Hold on.
I keep thinking. I mean, I've had people come up there, and people go, "Oh my God, we got to have star parties up here." And I go, "That's the problem. I don't know if I want to because the best kept secret will be out, and everybody will be up there."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want to keep that quiet, probably.
But when Jeff Bickerman came out, Jeff goes, "Oh my God, Pete," he says, "this is spectacular." He says, "Man," he says, "I can see why you enjoy being up here because it really is a dark, dark sky, and it overlooks the South Fork of the American River. You can see Coloma, and you can see the old remains of Sutter Mill where they actually discovered gold. And it's the only problem is in the wintertime, you just got to deal with the inclement weather.
Yeah.
It's
Oh man. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Everyone's just talking about the wine you're drinking, Pete. So
once again, it's as I said, the wines. He specializes in Sauvignon Blanc, Afiano, and all these wines are 2012, 2014, 2016. They're all definitely aged wine. They're all unfiltered. And I tell you what, the Pinot Noirs I'll put up against any of the ones in Napa. It really is a great winery up here. But this whole Highway 49 corridor is really known for Zinfandels because they don't have Zinfandels in Napa and Sonoma. It's basically all just cabs. And but great Zinfandels, really great Zinfandels up through here. So Sean, you got to come up the next day I see. Same with you, Dan. You got to come up the next day I see. That's the big West Coast show. So hopefully
When
they'll have it.
when do they have that?
Well, usually it's every other year. So they had it this year they had it last year in 22. So it should probably be in 2024. And once again, everybody, it's just kind of like NEAC. Everybody will be coming out to the AIC show. So
there might be a problem with that because if I remember right, AIC is in April or early May.
Well, actually, they put it in April, but usually it's in November.
I
It's
know,
always
but they scooped it up in April. So if they keep it in April 24, that's going to be a problem because that's the eclipse. So
yeah, you're right.
Oh, right, yeah.
so
That's right.
if they put it
Yeah,
in,
and we're gonna be eclipse chasing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. It's gonna be fun.
well, the funny thing is you're going to be driving because I don't know the area. So
Yeah, no, I know. I'll be driving. Don't worry.
so, I'm probably going to bring probably the red cat and just be done with it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I have yet to actually put something together for that purpose, but yeah, it's something I'll have to think on. It's getting close. Time's a ticking. So
it was yesterday when I went to 2017. I went down to South Carolina to get totality on that, and I'll never forget it. Hold on a second. So I'll never forget it because totality's coming, right? And it's once in a lifetime thing. I've never seen totality before. I don't know what don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm a moron. I bought a 127 refractor, and like I got this big massive telescope on my EQ6R. I'm like awesome. And I'm being interviewed by everybody because there was this nice round area with it was like inlaid stones of the solar system and everything on there and everything. So it was a big camp. This guy, they had outside music and all that kind of stuff. So we went there. I'm being interviewed by the BBC. I'm being interviewed by Channel 4 News, Channel 2, all these people in New York. And I'm like, holy cow, this is cool. And I'm like, Jen, you gotta do me a favor because I'm gonna be under the hood, dealing with the telescope and kind of like watching the screen and all this kind of stuff. Whatever you do you need to take video. And the only time that you could take the video of the sun is in totality. So don't point at the sun unless if it's in totality, right? So eclipse comes, a minute and 17 seconds later, it goes. And I'm like, oh, cool, Jen, give me the camera. I want to see what it looked like because I only saw it on the, I think I was okay, but let me see the video. So I'm looking at the video and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I see treetops. And I see more treetops. And I see people. And I see more people. Everybody getting drunk and saying, oh my God, look at that. That is so cool. I see nothing. I said, Jen, what the hell? You didn't take a video of the eclipse? I was afraid the camera was going to burn out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Told you that's the only time you can point it at the sun. Oh, it was like
and that, Your Honor, is when I killed her.
It was like a big Homer Simpson. Oh, oh man, it was just so now we got to get it in 2024. Got to get it on video. So
yeah. No, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go down to Point Peely area because that takes us very close to the center line, actually. So I'm not sure what's down there. We'll figure it out, but I might even scout it out ahead of time just to get a feel for the lay of the land, where would be a good spot to set up and stuff like that. But we might have to move too. It depends on the weather, right? Who knows? Might have to move around. So
we'll
see what happens.
Do me a favor. I don't know what it's like in the Great White North, but I don't want to be running into no Yetis or Eskimos or anything like that.
It's not like that. I remember one time, a long time ago, I went to Florida. I was talking with some.
A bunch of frostbacks. That's all.
Yeah. I went to Florida and I was talking with some Americans down there and I had them convinced that we lived in igloos up here. We don't.
Hey, Sean, you can appreciate this. When I first moved down here from Canada, I had about $200 in Canadian Tire money. So I decided to go down to Baja, and I'm using that to buy Pemex gasoline. And they're looking at it, and I'm going, oh, yeah, that's the King of Canada. That's the King of Canada right there.
No way. That's crazy.
God,
Canadian Tire money. That's awesome. Do you know that some of those Canadian Tire bills are worth like $3,000 now?
Are you serious?
There's a lot of talk going on. They're being sold on eBay. Some of the more rare ones are being sold on eBay for like $3,000, and they're only like 5 cent or 50-cent notes. Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
God, that is crazy. That is funny because every time you go to Canadian Tire, it was kind of basically just like auto parts store, right? You spend so much money and they give you these little dollars and they look just like kind of Canadian money.
They look like Canadian money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
And then the Looney and the Toonies. There's another one that only Canadians can appreciate.
It's funny because I went on the search in Canada for Rush beer, and I went all over the place when I was up there in October, and I'm searching for Rush beer, and
didn't find any.
What? No, I finally found it at something, and you're gonna LCBQ or
LCBO.
LCBO.
So,
so I'm on my way back out. Everything's gone. I met with yourself. I met with Ron. I met with Pete. And on my way out of Canada over the the country line, and the customs, whatever. He's like, do you have anything to claim? Are you bringing anything over the border? I said, yeah, just an 8-pack of beer. And he's like, an 8-pack? What's an 8-pack? I said, I don't know. I'm an American. I got an 8-pack box and I filled it up. I don't know what it was. It was this LCBQ, GBTQ something place. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, I don't know. He's like, let me see it. So I pull it out. I said, see, it's an 8-pack. He's like, all right, you should go.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's called the LCBO, and it stands for the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. That's the yeah. So they're the ones that have it all tied up, all the alcohol tied up, and no one else can sell anything except the LCBO. Basically, they've got it going into some stores now. They've got some retail operations. Walmart has it and stuff like that. Limited beer sort of things, but LCBO is the main place that you go here, anyways, in Ontario to get your fix. So
I was able to get 6 Rush beers, which I still have 4 of them left, and 2 Trooper ales from Iron Maiden. So
great, good.
That's awesome. That's good. That's a good ale. That's probably one of my
favorite. And you got to remember too. You also got some ketchup chips.
That's it. Yeah, Dan, you got those.
You love them. You secretly love them.
although I have to say, I finally had the opportunity to try the maple syrup.
Oh, okay, great, good. How was it? Good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
probably the best maple syrup I ever had. I swear to God.
Great.
It
awesome.
Was so good.
Glad to hear that.
It put about 18 pounds on my hips, but I mean, but it was awesome.
Sean, you'll have to agree. Here's another Canadian tradition, right? When I was a kid growing up, every Friday was fish and chips. You had to go to the fish and chip store, and they would get you the halibut or the cod, and then you'd wrap it up in newspaper and you take it home, and it was always a tradition. It was kind of brought over from England, right? It was fish and chips. So people would be lined up, man, at about 4 to 6 p.m. on Friday nights getting their fish and chips.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I actually not me though. I actually don't like fish or seafood, so that wasn't one of my traditions. Yeah, I'm not into that. I just never acquired a taste for it, and even the smell of it, just someone cooking fish or even seeing shrimp. Ugh, I can't stand it. It's like Dan with ketchup chips.
Dude, you may as well take the ketchup chip and dump it in poutine, and that's not a fan of either one. Just not.
That's funny.
That's funny.
But I'm with you, Mark. I am a steak and potatoes guy. Give me a tomahawk steak and some good garlic mash, and I'm in heaven. So. But I like fish. I like all sorts of fish. I like shrimp. I can't, and we're going totally off the rails, but that's okay. But I can't eat any fish that looks like snot, like clams or oysters or something like that. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't eat anything that looks like I hocked it up. I can't. It's just. It's just. I mean,
it's hard to swallow. You just choke it down. Yeah, it's like you just inhaled a big loogie in that, and tried to get it
like
to go
that one spaghetti strand that goes and you can feel it, and it goes all the way down.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this went off the rails, that's for sure. You don't have to play the field.
It's funny.
But
yeah. Oh, well, do we even have a giveaway today? I don't even know if we have a giveaway tonight because I am so exhausted. Let me double check. And Sean's already yawning. So let's see if we do. No.
I've got this weird thing happening with me for some reason. I wake up every night at 3 or 4 a.m. and I cannot sleep. The mind is just racing with ideas and stuff, and I have to work on it. And then I'm just drained, for the rest of the day because of it. So, unfortunately.
I hear you. I mean, my unfortunate reality is that I get up at about the same time, and the only reason why is because my stupid dog wants to take a dump at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then what happens is it's not even the dump that's the bothering. It's not even that. It's my 3.5-pound Chihuahua who doesn't want my dog to come back up on the bed.
Oh.
So the Chihuahua chases the dog. I mean, my other dog is like 15 pounds. The Chihuahua is 3. I mean, the Chihuahua runs the house. That's it. But and I got to pick up the Chihuahua. I got to put it down so the other dog can come up because the other dog's harmless. And no, I don't need a doggy door. They go on the wee-wee pad. They're little foo-foo dogs. They don't have to go out. I don't got to walk them. They're dumps at the size of like, the lens cap, if that. It's half that.
I'm raising that.
It's really nothing. It's like rat poop. It's like the size of this USB thing right here, and that's it.
It's like rabbit nuggets.
You take it, you pick it up, and you throw it in the toilet bowl, and you flush it. I mean, that's it. But it's all about the whole process of getting everybody back to bed after all the other garbage. But anyway, we didn't do a giveaway last week, so we're going to give away something tonight anyway, because I just feel like I want to. Let me see if I can grab the infamous Sean's Wheel of Fortune. We gotta get.
Oh yeah, that was a good find, eh?
It was awesome. And let's see, we are going to give away. What do you want to give away tonight? So we got MOP class, IP for AP, or Woodland Hills gift certificate. Which one you want to give away? Sean, you're the guest. Which one you want to give away?
Do the Woodland Hills first.
Well, no, it's one of the 3. We're not doing them all.
Oh, you're not doing them all. Oh, okay. No. Well, that's tough. Jeez.
I don't have a wheel to spin to guess which
one. Do the mop. Do the mop thing. We'll give them. Do the mop.
Okay, we'll do the mop. All right. So let's see. We'll get the screen share up real quick. Here we go. There we go. All right. So free messes, and they're actually coming up with another. I think the 21st or the 17th, whatever. Not this Tuesday. Next Tuesday is their next class. So you can use this at that class, or you can use it for any other class you want. So if you're just starting and you want to start at the beginning, you can. So this is good for any class. So we have 149 people still on this wheel. So we're one away from 150. So let's get 150. If you're new, sign up again, www.astroweb.com. And here we go. So for free Masters of Pixel Insight class, bam, here we go. And the winner is Billy Hansen. There you go. All right, William, I'll send you an email with the all the information, and Pete Proul will get back to you on how to kind of redeem that. So congratulations to William. What are they saying? I see Sean laughing.
No, I'm just no, I'm just Billy's is that Billy's Astro, William Hansen?
No, that's Billy.
No.
Billy's Astro is, I think, Billy Beckett, if I remember right.
Oh, that's right, Billy Beckett. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he was just saying he could have used that Woodland Hills thing today. That's all. I just thought that was fun. Next time.
Let's see. The next giveaway for Woodland Hills is next Wednesday. There you go.
Oh, what do you got coming up for Friday's show?
So Friday, I think I'm going to be going. Let me switch this back real quick. Okay. So Friday, I planned on doing a PowerPoint presentation on. Well, I was going to actually, I was going to do it tonight, but since we got people, you know, I didn't have to. So thank God, because I was totally unprepared. But I did this about a year ago, and since on Friday nights we started the beginnings. Pete went over last week. He went over. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago, Pete?
2 weeks ago. Yeah, Dylan was last week, wasn't he?
Who was?
Dylan. Wasn't Dylan last Friday?
No, Dylan bailed. He got his mouth punched in, so he had to go to the dentist. And so he'll be doing one at the next, probably the end of this month. So 2 weeks ago, Pete did camera specs. Eric did his one on different types of catalogs again. And this one is mine, and I'm going to be talking about different types of telescopes and what's the difference between the three different main types of telescopes: the refractors, reflectors, and Schmitz. And what each one is specifically, not specifically, but what they are best suited to be used for.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, again, Fridays is our beginner's night, and we're starting again back from the beginning. And that's going to be the same one. I will definitely revisit the slides, because my filter slide one was definitely out of whack. But yeah, so and you know what, if you know anything about my presentations, I like to add a little history into it.
Right.
And you'll hear, if you've seen the video that I've done on Appos and Acros, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'll do a little history lesson on the invention of the achromatic scope. So it's
good. Okay, cool. That's great.
So,
yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that.
Would you like to contribute on a Friday? You got anything that you'd be interested in doing a presentation?
I have nothing.
Dude, I didn't even know it was coming on until about 5 minutes before showtime.
Yeah,
So
I saw Dan's message saying, "Does anyone want to pop on?" And I actually felt bad, so I thought, maybe I should message him. I said to my wife, we were watching the final episode of the Winchesters. We were watching the season finale.
Oh, how is it?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but it's pretty damn cool.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah. If you're a Supernatural fan, it's pretty damn cool.
Let me tell you, I am a huge. I went to the Supernatural conventions and all that kind of stuff. I got a. Well, I think I showed you the picture of me and my cousin and my nephew and Negan.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Who Negan, for those of you that know, Negan actually played John Winchester, the father of Sam and Dean. So when the Supernatural convention came when I went, it just happened to be the same season of Negan's last season on The Walking Dead. Well, not his last season, though. The one kind of like, that ended and he killed everybody, and it was a big mess.
Yep.
But nobody wanted anything to do with John Winchester. It was great. Everybody was walking around with bats with freaking with wire on it. Lucille the bat that he used. And we all got pictures with Negan, and he was loving it. It was great.
Yeah.
So, but
awesome.
I spent like $400 on a picture with Sam and Dean and my nephew. I mean,
yeah. You know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. I would do it in a heartbeat.
I'll tell you.
I got a request for Sean.
Go ahead, Pete.
Sean, why don't you do a little presentation on Nina?
You know what? I would do a presentation on Nina. Here's the problem I'm dealing with. I wouldn't have anything connected, anything hooked up to it if I did it on the computer here in the office. And I have a remote problem with my telescope computer. I think I mentioned it before, where the connection just drops out and it doesn't want to connect. And and sometimes I only have like 10 seconds to do something real quick, and then it drops out, and I have to try and reconnect. So it's a real pain in the back end. But yeah, definitely. Let me think about it. Let me work something out, and we can definitely do a Nina presentation or something like that. Cool. Yeah, no problems.
So the answer is no.
So the answer is no.
The answer is no. And the real answer is, do not say anything about Picard, because I have not seen one episode yet. So
yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna say this. You're gonna love it. It's really well done. The production is just out of this world. The story, the script is really well done. The special effects are second to none. Like they pulled out all the stops for this. Just an incredible piece of work that they're putting out with that last season of Picard.
I mean, we all knew it was only going to be 3 seasons. That was no secret. But let me tell you something. I loved, even though that the first season got a bad rap, and I loved it. But
I liked the first season. Yeah, it did get a bad rap, but I liked it.
I thought now, for you Trekkies out there, it's sad, because a lot of people that are Trek fans, that are fake Trek fans, they just are they're not really crazy. I'm a nut with the Star Trek stuff. I'm crazy. I could tell you the first 10 episodes, when they aired, what day of the week it was. I can tell you all this kind of stuff. But let me tell you, a lot of people don't put together that the Data that passed away in Picard wasn't Data.
No,
it was before. So.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay,
because Data died in the explosion.
That's right. Yeah, the explosion. So he was destroyed, basically. Yeah.
So it was before that died in Picard. So a lot of people don't put that together. So.
Yeah, and you know what? I never put that together actually myself until now when you said it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though. Yeah.
But
there's a lot of good stuff like that, interesting stuff like that happening in Picard. So when you do get around to watching it, you're gonna love it. Yeah, just watch. And the Easter eggs that they got spread throughout it is just fantastic too.
And if you never saw Lower Decks, you just have to. You have.
You know what? I watched the first. I'm not into cartoons really, so I watched the first 2 episodes of it when it first came out in season 1, and then I didn't watch anything until season 3. I started watching it again, and I actually got interested in it.
It got better because they started throwing all those Easter eggs that you quoted. They're like little kind of. Oh man, Riker would have never done that. That's all they said. Yeah. But it was funny because you get it.
Right.
But
exactly.
It's really, really cool. I love it. I can't wait for season 4 to come out. I'm so psyched. But Yeah, well, Dylan, you got to watch it after a couple of beers. You can't just, we're all old for cartoons. I mean, everything can't be Ren and Stimpy. Oh God. But anyway. Well, how many did anybody? We had 33 before we started talking about Star Trek, and now we have 22.
2.
So.
Well, I guess realistically, people tune in for Astro, talk and stuff like that. Not necessarily, some of the side commentary that we get going on.
TV reviews, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, movie reviews. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna do an original Odd Couple movie review eventually. So.
There you go.
It's 12 floors, not 11.
Felix, you're driving me crazy, Felix. Get out of here.
Wait, what is that? Take it off. It's going to be on your head. What is that? Curse of the Cat People? What is that? Get that out of here. Oh, God. You don't understand. That movie, me and my friends have been quoting that movie since like 1986 when we saw it for the first time. We're still quoting it. All of a sudden, we'll be at a bar and you'll hear something stupid, about the Odd Couple. The best line of that entire movie was this. Didn't I tell you to stop putting little notes on my pillow? I told you for a year to stop putting little notes on my pillow. We're out of Franks and Beans. F you. It took me 2.5 hours to figure out F you meant Felix Unger. Oh God. Anyway, maybe we should just end it now. It's 11:05, but it's totally going crazy. But everybody, listen. Final thoughts, everybody. There you go.
I know
Final
what we're
thought.
going to do Friday. Hold it. I got the topic for Friday. Everybody's going to do some line from a movie. And you got to guess what the movie is, right? That's exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, no.
That's funny.
I still, you know what? I'm still stuck on Dan and Eric doing green screen work for this somehow. I don't know how you pull it off, but a Benny Hill skit at the ending where and one of you can be chasing the other. Just do. Yeah.
Really, the Benny Hill theme. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
Yes,
God,
I Am
great.
Your Huckleberry is from one of my favorite movies, Tombstone. So I know what that is. So
Tombstone was good. I like that. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Final thoughts, everybody. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh,
Anybody?
God.
Bueller?
You know what? I don't have a final thought either. Much like a presentation.
Sean's got nothing.
I got nothing. I can't even come up with ideas for my YouTube channel.
Doing fine. Trust me.
Well, look at the bright side, Sean. You've only got 5 more hours before you get back up again, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. I was looking at that. It'll be 3 o'clock and my eyes will just open and I'll be rolling, doing stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, the good thing is that I am off tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first Thursday in years that I've not worked at Camera Concepts. So it's going to be an interesting day. I'm not going to be used to it. So I'm going to be sending out emails to more dealers and see if I can get more dealerships. But
why not? Yeah.
Bring it on. So we'll see what happens. Next week I got a nice cool thing. I remodeled an Eagle 4 base model Eagle 4. So I could talk about that and what I did because that was a lot of fun. So I turned it into an Eagle 4S pretty much, new hard drive, new RAM, Windows 11.
Nice.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
How do you like Windows 11?
I have it on almost all my computers.
Working okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got it on two systems, and interesting enough with the telescope system, it hasn't happened recently, but it was initially happening where the taskbar wouldn't show up. It would
Yeah,
it would boot
I've
up.
heard that. Yep.
Yeah, and there was no taskbar, and I had
Yep.
to shut it down again and restart and hope that it showed up. Yeah, and sometimes it would just disappear. So
Yep, then you would roll over it and you go poof.
yeah, it's just gone. Yeah. And I'm like stuck, and I'm in the middle of an imaging run or something like that, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta like reboot the computer. Are you kidding me? But
Yep.
yeah, Windows, you hate it and you love it. You know what?
Oh, I don't love
do?
it. I hate it, but it's a necessity. You
Well,
know?
that's just it, right? Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah.
I got I just I need it for everything. It's just so integrated with everything. But
Hey,
Pete,
Dan, you and I did the same thing on the Eagle. Did you upgrade the Wi-Fi card as well? Because that's what I did.
I on the Eagle 4 base model you can't.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no Wi-Fi card. It's built into the NUC.
Okay, because this was the Pro version, and then it was just
Yeah,
a matter of just
the
putting
Pro I upgraded. This Eagle 4 base is a customer that wanted it upgraded, and he sent it to me.
Okay.
This is not mine. My Eagle 4 Pro, which is in the living room, has 64 gig of RAM, a 2 terabyte SSD, and Wi-Fi 6. So,
Yeah.
I upgraded that sucker to everything. That thing smokes.
Yeah. And it doesn't take that much money to go ahead and just upgrade it. That's the
No,
nice thing
the
about
Wi-Fi 6 card was like $50 or something like that.
it. It's just really expensive.
You know
Oh,
what really
good.
sucks if you get the Wi-Fi 6 card and you're not running Wi-Fi 6 in your house.
Yeah.
But doesn't it step down though? Wouldn't it just step down?
Oh no, no, it works, but you're just where you were before. why get
Yeah,
the
that's
card?
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But it's a but
Well, boys, I got to go take my dog out for a walk. He's chomping at the bit here, so I'm going to have to sign out.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll see everybody on Friday.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Always fun. Join in.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for being the third wingman tonight.
The third wheel.
Never happened, but
never happened.
Awesome, everybody. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. We'll see everybody on Friday night. And remember, as always, to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you on Friday night at 8:00. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Sean, I'll see you. Dan, I'll see you guys.